Well, hello and welcome to Lengro Late Night, but more importantly, welcome to Lengro Life. From this moment on, guys, you are going to be a part of the Lengro family's life. Did you like our new intro video? That is from the fabulous Mitch Jenkins, who also, of course, came up with the name Lengro for our show and for our magazine, of course. Lydia Hunt is watching. Let me know if the little boy is up and watching us, or let me know if he's finally asleep. Emma Lloyd Barrier, welcome to the Lengro show. Well, tonight, we thought we would start as we mean to go on, and we're going to be joining the gorgeous Amanda Waring, who in true Lengro fashion is attending a wine tasting event. Let's just hope she's still standing, shall we? And let's hope she takes up the connection and she's hooked in backstage. I haven't actually checked yet. We also have Kate Winslet's ex, Mitch Jenkins, who of course is a man in his own right and who also runs the incredible drama school. He's here to tell us lots about his life so you can get to know more about him as well. But first, without further ado, let me bring in another partner in crime of mine, who of course is a fabulous Jack Tyler.
Hello. How are you?
I'm very well indeed. What do you think? Let's ask the guys, followers, what did you think of our new Lengro interview? I know you've watched it 1 or 2 times, haven't you today, Jack?
Watched it about 50 times today. I love it. It's just, it makes me so emotional, but it's so exciting because we've got so many new things happening. So it's like the start of something new, isn't it?
It really, really is. We are literally jumping off the pages from the magazine to bring people into our lives. So that calm, cool exterior, Jack, that we see, is that always there, or are there things that are going to be going on in your house that we don't know about yet, or that we haven't?
There's always things going on in my house that you don't know about.
Oh my goodness, I absolutely love that. If you are watching, don't forget to like, follow and share our page. If you're not following us, we can't see your comments as well, guys. And of course, it doesn't cost you anything, but help raise Lengro as well and help us get to 10,000 followers if you can. Jack, you were backstage. Have you seen Amanda anywhere?
I've seen Amanda, yes. I just hope she's still there. She's had a few wines.
Right, well, let's bring Mitch on first because I know that he'll be sober. Should we bring him on? Let's have a little look. Oh, Mitch.
Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm fine. That was water, wasn't it, Mitch? Because we're live now.
It was just blue water, as you could blue water in there. Yes, it was. Hi, Jack. How are you?
Hi, I'm very well, thank you, Mitch. So lovely to see you because we don't often see you in the evening.
No, yeah. I don't come in the evening because I'm usually gallivanting here and there, working at the youth theatre. So it's lovely to see everyone. Hi, Deborah. Hi, guys out there. Lovely to see all your lovely names like coming up on the side there. Really nice.
And if people out there don't know who Mitch is, we're like Charlie's Angels in Lengro, and Mitch is our Charlie, isn't he, Claire? Would you say he's the man we'd go to for everything, really?
He is, but I'm just wondering whether our other angel has fallen. So I don't think anyone got the memo about limiting their drinking when we're going live, now that we're going live more. I really, really don't. People will also remember you, Mitch, of course, from the paranormal show as well. Any more plans? When's the next one?
I think hopefully at the end of next month. It'll be great to do another one with Amanda. It's just we've got such busy life, but we love the collaboration with all the Lengro team on there. I loved your Bermuda Triangle story, and Jack went above and beyond anything anybody did, I think, and just like did all her brilliant stories. So yeah, if as long as people can, and anyone that's watching, I think our next one, as well as we said last time, is going to be based on maybe life after death and what people think about that, as well as other bits and bobs. But that will be the main theme of it. And I know Amanda's got a lot to say about that, and I'm sure Claire has and Jack has. And if anyone is out there, we take stuff via WhatsApp, don't we? So they can video it, they can send it in, they can write something, and then I can voice over it as a story. So any way you want to send in your stories, do, because it's so great to share all these amazing stories with everybody, isn't it?
It absolutely is. It really, really is. Also, Mitch, are you still doing your show, The Surgery?
I am doing the surgery still. The next one is in a couple of weeks' time. That's when I get well-known people within show business, so agents or casting directors or managers. And did I say actors already? It's getting late. I know it's a late show, and they come on and we chat a bit like here on StreamYard, and people can ask questions to them. So it's a really great ground for youngsters and their parents and anyone wanting to get into show business to watch. But thanks for supporting that as well. I know you've been. Oh, and yeah, there.
Just down here as well, of course. Let's have a little look. So you're talking about Death Warmed Up. Should we see if Amanda looks like Death Warmed Up and go and join her for some wine tasting? What do you think?
Oh, I don't know. You know what she's been like sometimes when we go live to Amanda with wine. But we'll give it a go anyway, see what she's like.
Let's have a look. Okay, I want to press the magic button. Are you ready, guys?
Hello! Hello! Look what I've got here.
Oh.
By magic, a beautiful Red Fox wine specially procured wine for all of us. Rich, sensual, fruity, with a lingering aftertaste of leather and chocolate. I'm sorry, I'm just going to drink it live for everybody. I'm saying cheers. I've been at a wine tasting now for an hour and a half. I can't stand up, that's why I'm sitting down. And it's all going very well. And I'm just going to, in an exciting way, launching the whole thing of our... let me just show you my neighbours and how glorious this is.
That was amazing.
20 bottles of wine that we have been tasting. 20 bottles.
Spin the camera around again because we saw a chair. Can you go a bit higher? Because I know there are other people there.
Okay, I'm going to do it again. From the distance. Let me see if I can stand up. There we go. Can you see that?
Oh, look at that. That looks amazing.
All the neighbours waving live.
Hi, neighbours.
This is the...
There's quite a few standing. I think she's drunk all the wine, Mitch. I don't think she gave them any.
Well, I hope there's not a pond. Do you remember when she fell in the pond?
How cool is that? Did you see everybody?
That was lovely.
Just glamorous people.
Judy is saying, I love wine. How many wines have you tasted tonight?
20. 20. Honestly, I'm going to sit back down again now. But we are in celebratory mood, aren't we, Mitch? And aren't we, Claire? Because we're launching today, aren't we? It's Lengro Life.
Well, actually, there's a bit of a problem, Amanda, because Jack's had a technical problem, and I was hoping that you could interview our Mitch so that people that didn't know him as well as they know us could get to know a bit more about him as well. So I'm going to leave you, but if you do start to slur, then I'm sure I can take over. But do you know what? Go for it.
All right, darling. Bless you. Mitch,
Yes,
okay, 20 questions start now. Who is that lady that's just arrived on the bottom left-hand corner?
Taylor.
Okay, it's over to Jack now.
I'm back.
Oh, she's back.
Yeah, Jack, I know that you've got an interview ready for Mitch. I know you had a slight technical hitch. Tell us, what was going on behind the scenes? Was it a technical hitch?
I don't know. I just froze again, and then everything just cut out. So I had to go back on and go off and come back on again.
That's because Amanda and I are together, you see, in the paranormal.
Yes, it's when you started talking about paranormal, then it just all froze.
Yeah.
This happened to on Derek's page as well. As soon as she started talking about things, it did indeed. And so take it away, Jack, and Karen Doody, you sit back and you enjoy your pineapple and coconut wine as well.
Lovely.
Right. Well, first of all, Mitch, we want to talk about the name Lengro. Now, you came up with the name Lengro because you've known Claire for a long time now, haven't you? So how did you and Claire first meet? Because some of the viewers don't know about that.
We met at drama school when we were, was it 14 or 15? Around about 14, wasn't it, Claire? And Claire was from Brighton, I was from Worthing. I went to drama school because I had a really bad time at, normal state school. And Claire sort of travelled around, didn't she? And so I went to different bits and bobs. And but we got on really well. We just met and bonded straight away. It was just weird. One of those things where you feel you've met before, you know each other from past life. We're just, I don't know, just really close. But then we went our separate ways. Claire went off to New York. I went off to Peckham or something. I don't know. I went to drama school. And but then Claire contacted us last year. Contacted all of us, I think, wasn't it? And that's how we became our sort of Lengro family. That's why a lot of people are watching this now, because Claire was aware everybody needed something in lockdown because a lot of people were lonely or isolated. And yeah, so when Claire first rang me in a manic state saying, "This is what we're doing, this is how we're doing it," and I had absolutely no idea what she was talking about. And I had to keep on asking her and crying. And then I finally got what Lengro is about. But of course, it wasn't called Lengro then, was it? And Claire was just kept on asking for names. So I thought Lengro sounded like, it sounded slightly romantic, sounded slightly foreign in that romantic type way, didn't it? And also it's obviously the end of Claire's name, and I don't know, it sounds, well, yeah, it sounds great, and it's just stuck, isn't it, now? It just rolls off the tongue.
It does, darling, and it's like the wine, and also you're on a retainer for that. You do get paid every time somebody says Lengro, don't you?
I do.
Yeah. I was going to say, okay, that's fine. It's not just Len, it's Lengro.
Lengro, there's a big check coming my way. Sorry.
Before you ask the next question, Jackie, I just need to test Amanda. Amanda, could you repeat after me, please?
Yes.
Rolling down the river in a rough cut punt.
Oh, darling, roll down the river in a rough cut punt.
Not a punt cut, but a rough cut punt.
Oh, no, I couldn't hear that. And can I just do a different one?
Yeah.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather, red leather, yellow leather. Can you do that?
I don't need to. I want lemon juice.
How about, okay, this for all of you and everyone outside watching, and all the viewers and everybody, could you all try and say toy boat a few times? Just all try and say it now.
Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat.
Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat.
Toy boat, toy boat, toy boat, toy boat.
Sorry, you can't do it. Now, I've had wine and I can do it. So I just think, sorry, who is the ones that have a problem out there? That's all I'm saying.
That's not a professionally trained actress, Amanda, you see. You can do it absolutely wasted in your sleep. So.
And talking of acting, Mitch, because you are a fabulous actor. You are an amazing man. You're one of my heroes. And Mitch and I have had this, secret romance going on for a while now, haven't we? Which we don't like to sort of say about. Some hidden children that we haven't talked about either, but we're just keeping that quiet. And some puppies that we also haven't shared yet with the Lengro family, but it's all happening. But Mitch's acting skills and comedy and teaching skills are brilliant, and I think if anyone gets a chance to see you on not only the paranormal show that we do, but Mitch has done some of my other shows which have been done with famous stars, and it's done for all the care homes, but his timing and his ability to just send a wonderful, warm, fuzzy joke with a fantastic ending, and he's brilliant with his comic timing. So, I recommend you for the next comedy series that's out there right now.
Thank you, darling. But I have to say, though, it's the people you work with, and everyone who's watching will know this. Your best friends, your good friends, they bring out the best in you, and that's a really genuine thing. And the Lengro team, us as a family, have developed, and some people have sort of gone because they've had different things to do, but it's it's a real genuine friendship and a sort of family friendship we have. So super blonde hair, my God, it used to be ginger, now it's like white. It is. So,
and I'm going to just say to Lydia Hunt as well, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Is that all right? I did say it.
She's fall off
and
her
I didn't even read it.
She's going to fall into a pond or something, isn't she?
So, Claire, have you got a question for Mitch?
Oh, goodness, yes. What else can you tell us about Kate Winslet? Because you went out with Kate Winslet. And now I need to think of a better question than that, don't I?
Well, Claire's been telling everybody for the past year about you and Kate Winslet. So we want to know the truth now, Mitch, about you and Kate Winslet, because we just heard so many rumours.
So I was staring at that hot bloke that was just coming out of that.
I'll tell you his name afterwards. He's beautiful and he's massive.
What I want to know is, did Kate Winslet make you realise you were gay?
No, you made me realise I was gay, Claire.
I knew the first time I saw you.
Burn him, Claire. That's not good.
I always knew it was just that weird thing. Kate and I had just a real attraction, and she was so lovely. And we just went out for a couple of weeks. It was just a weird experience, but it was really lovely. And she's just she's a lovely lady. And her sister, I actually was at college with, Anna. She's lovely. She's a fabulous actress, and her dad and mum, they were really lovely, normal, really, really normal sort of the Earth family. And so it was just a pleasure.
If you saw her in the street, Mitch, Would she recognise you? Would you be able
probably
to go and speak
recognise
to
her.
her?
I wouldn't go up to her now. You sort of don't know what people are like now. Do you know what I mean? She's very different from how I knew her. She was very different a few years after I met. After she did one film. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's just show business does that to you, and you become very different. You know, because you have to. Because I think it's quite a dog eat dog, and you have to sort of have quite a hard exterior. But she came to see West Side Story, which her sister was in, and I went to see her, and then we all went out for dinner afterwards. And she was really lovely, but, you know, quite different, you know, and I thought she's not sort of really the Kate that I remembered even from sort of a year and a bit ago. You know, that doesn't matter because you meet people and they change and people develop, and that's what life's about, isn't it? And she's still great.
I've got an interesting question to take from something that Lydia Hunt commented. She said, my son likes a song, What If? Now, some of us like to sing. We like to sing around the house. Some of us can't sing. Some of us learn to sing. Could Kate sing at school, or was it something that she then learned to do? I mean, is there hope for me with my chain gang voice?
Unfortunately, Claire, there's no hope for you. No, there's hope for everybody. When I teach singing, it's most things about singing is, one, it's confidence, and two, it's listening. When people say I can't sing in tune, it's generally because a teacher stuck them in a cupboard, or a teacher said you can't sing. Most teachers who say that don't understand how to teach, and it's literally about listening to your voice, listening to tones and stuff. I've never, well, one client I've had in the hundreds I've ever taught that I sort of gave up on, sadly, and I've never given up on anybody, but they were literally a nightmare, so I had to give up on them.
Yes, sorry about that, Mitch.
Yeah, sorry. Kate was really, really good at everything. She was a great warm actress, but she was talking about her weight problem before. You know, she's spoken about that before, and she had that sort of weight. It's not a problem. I mean, it's not for me. I didn't even think of her weight. Do you know what I mean? But she obviously felt it herself. And I think that sort of happened through college, and she never used to get the lead roles in college and things like that. And then she suddenly went to Australia, obviously, and did Heavenly Creatures, or New Zealand. And, you know, that was the start of everything. So yeah, she was, I think she was always quite a mild person, quite introvert into herself, you know, in a nice way, but probably quite insecure because of her, you know, weight issues. But I think she's probably up to all that now. So, yeah.
Can I just ask Amanda to take another sip of wine while we're on Lengro Live, because I'm enjoying watching her drink and I don't want her to. Interestingly enough, I'm going to pass you on to Jack just after this. When we were at drama school together, there's a film that a lot of people might not remember, but many might, that was being cast that most of our drama school were in as well. What was the name of that, and who was in that? Do you remember?
Wish You Were Here, it was, and Emily Lloyd was in it. She was a really famous, she was a famous actress at the time, not so well known now. But actually, do you remember, I've told this story before, but the girl who was at our drama school, Michelle, they wanted her for the role, and she was really good, but she wouldn't take her makeup off. And they said, can you go and take your makeup off? And she took it off, and she left her eyelashes on, and they said, oh, can you take so-and-so? Then they, and in the end, they didn't sort of use her. But I don't think it was purely because of that. But, you know, I think she had a real good chance of getting it. And it was a massive hit. It was one of those classic, it's gone down as a classic film, hasn't it? And it was all
what's happened to Emily Lloyd now, though? You never hear about her anymore.
I think she had a couple of problems. Her dad was Roger Lloyd Pack, wasn't he? And he died, unfortunately. I don't want to say what problems she has because I've been making them up. If I just said, I know she did, and she went out of service for a while, so I could make something up, but then we could be sued, couldn't we?
We could be.
Can I ask you, Mitch, who is your favourite male actor? Who would you either aspire to be, or who really makes you feel they are absolutely the dogs, whatever?
The dogs.
Yeah, I'm only saying that phrase because of Callie, and I wouldn't normally say that to anyone else I was interviewing. I'm just keeping with the theme of Mitch and his bitch.
Okay, can I start? But as far as actors are concerned, I think like female-wise, Meryl Streep has got to be my top actor because she's different in everything she does. She really genuinely is different. But male actor. Now, I think a lot of male actors that I like are more personalities on screen. Now, for instance, Michael Caine, he literally, the screen loves him. He's brilliant in everything he does, but I've never really seen him play very diverse characters. You know, I can't quite imagine that he'd be really diverse. You know, so and to me, an actress should be able to convince you there's somebody totally different. That's why Meryl Streep is like, she's the god to me, because she literally can transform into anything. And I don't really know, I can't think of any male actors that can. Can anyone here think of any male actors that
Well,
can?
funnily enough, I don't know whether you've seen oh god, what's it called? Holston? Is it Holston? On Netflix with Ewan McGregor in it.
Okay.
Is that the fashion designer?
I've seen some of that, yeah, and I couldn't believe it was him.
Yeah.
You're absolutely
Now
right,
he is absolutely unbelievable in that.
Yeah.
Amazing. You need to watch that, Mitch. Netflix.
Yeah, I will. It's about, again, it's about confidence. It's like who's the woman from Pride and Prejudice? Emma Thompson.
Emma Thompson, yeah.
Everything you watch her in, she has ultimate confidence. Like, it's as if she's gone onto the film set and gone, this is how I'm playing it, and this is what it's going to be. And she's so confident in her roles that you sort of believe. It's even Nanny McPhee. I saw that the other week.
Oh, I love that.
You know, for years, and it's just so touching, the little nuances she does.
Yeah.
And it's so clever, because TV screen acting is so different from theatre acting, you know. So,
But Mitch, what would you be your favourite part if you were offered any part now on TV or theatre? Is there a part that you're really burning to play?
something really angry, something really devious, something horrible. All right, mate, what's he doing? What's your favourite wine? See, he can't come along there and. Oh, Amanda's missed it. She's totally missed it. She had no idea. You know,
Was it my lovely Mike Parker? Oh no, it's Ollie. Do you want to say hello? Ollie, come and say hello. Because you're live to millions right now.
Millions?
Ollie is part of Red Fox Wines, and he had a lot to taste right now. And obviously, we're adding up all our scores and all of that. So I think they are definitely now into their 30 bottles of tasting, and I'm missing out the last 10 to be here with you. So that shows how special you all are.
Ask Ollie to top you up while he passes. Come on.
Yeah.
I missed what you said then, darling.
Ask Ollie to top you up while he passes.
Oh yes, I could do. Good night.
Drinking his own stuff by the looks of it.
That's all right. As long as I'm making sense, you can switch me off and tell me to go away when I stop making sense. So Mitch, so you were saying with your part.
Oh, I don't know, just something very, probably something quite grumpy, aggressive, anything like that.
Scrooge?
Oh, I love Scrooge. Fagin, Scrooge, anything like that.
That's
yeah.
good. I like something special, darling.
Thanks, Charlotte. She's making notes now. She's going to make notes.
I'm getting topped up by the amazing Emelina, who is not going to be on camera.
No, I can.
But she is going to be on camera. Look, come down, see that beautiful face.
I can hardly
This
see.
is Emelina, Red Fox Wine.
Hi, Emelina.
For a moment, in the line of your work, could I ask you in a Marks and Spencer's voice to describe the wine that you're serving Amanda, or in your favourite voice?
Oh, I love it. Do you know what? I wouldn't say I'm the best wine connoisseur that you've come across. We actually invited my uncle, who used to work in the wine business, to help us with our first ever wine tasting. So I actually have to say that Amanda was better than myself at it. And I think you had some notes. I'm not even joking. So I know what wine I like and don't like, and which will work in order from a business selling point and what people enjoy. Whereas Amanda's descriptions are very spot on, that I felt embarrassed to even be holding a tasting.
So I've got one here, which was like one of these wines was yummy citrus and tobacco, Himalayan salt kind of aroma. So we really get into the depths of it. The appearance is very bright. The taste was delicious, lights up my world, beneficial for heart and soul, and gave it 4 out of 5.
Are these all red wines, Amanda?
No, these are every wine you could imagine of every.
Right. So far, what's been your favourite?
Well, for me, but Emelina, what's yours? Mine has been if I can pronounce it, it's a clear winner. It's the Trenel Morgan Côte de Puy Red in 2020. That gets a 5 double star. Beautiful, rich, lingering and sensual, woody and intense, thrilling, and a very sexy red colour. I think I might have to marry that red wine.
Is that the one from Bognor Regis?
That's it. That's the £2 one from Aldi, darling.
I love it.
Whereas Emelina, you say what's your favourite one? Because she's got a sophisticated palate,
Wow.
and I just get thirsty.
have a look. So
And all of these lovely ladies are connoisseurs.
my favourite actually was one of the whites. Which was it was the Samur.
Samur.
It's all French. Your one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had a white Samur, and it was just the most beautiful, light, soft, slightly citrus, airy kind of. Oh my goodness,
Ooh.
it was just.
She's good, isn't she?
It's
Isn't
very
it?
good.
It was really amazing because it was the sort of wine which anyone could enjoy, and it was a very sociable one in the sense that everyone was talking about it. That was the one which everyone brought up. Everyone had a discussion about it, and you know what, the most important thing sometimes in wine is just to be able to have a discussion about wine rather than it just being an alcoholic drink. It's actually something people can talk about and enjoy, and that's the beautiful part of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and socialising, and the fact that Emmeline is very lovely and her husband Clive, husband to be, because I am actually marrying them in Barbados. Just want to say that. So I'm also there celebrant. I know it's all talk about good neighbours.
Yeah.
It's very, very close. We're all very close here. But no, they've invited us all for this wine tasting. Oh, Mitch is just showing his. Oh, look at his wine pouring. He's doing it properly, isn't he?
Yes.
That looks like a very big bottle, Mitch. I don't know what you're trying to prove, but the way that poured, is that good? What does that smell like?
What does that smell like?
Oh, the aroma is like you can just feel the black currants and the raspberries just on the tip of your tongue, just feeling like the aroma in there, the Faustino 7. I can't even see what the camera is. There, a Rioja.
Oh,
Rioja.
nice. I like the label. I think everyone's angling for free wine, but what you don't realise is that Emily and Red Fox Wine have already given beautiful wine tasting wines back in November. I think, Claire, we did a wine tasting, didn't we? A live wine tasting, which went down very well. And I feel a bit mean that it's just me tasting it for everyone out there.
I know. We have a website now. Sorry, I haven't.
Yes,
it's so romantic. I haven't even had a chance to give you our website. I'm sorry, Claire.
Give us your website now, and then everyone that's watching can log on to your website. Please give it out.
So it's www.r for red and f for fox wines.com.
So rfwines.com.
Or if you want to spell it fully, it's www.redfoxwines.com. It's either one.
That depends how much you've had to drink and what you can actually manage.
Yeah, what you can say.
Exactly.
Abbreviate. That's it. rfwines.com. Yeah, lovely.
Yes,
and then you'll get that neighbourly feel. You'll get that warmth. You'll get that you can feel the Lengro life right now beaming out to you all.
Leslie, if you like a flurry, we have a really good flurry by Trinell, which is sort of we've got so many like high-end sort of wines, and one of our high-end ones is flurry. Definitely, people absolutely love the flurry.
And if you go to redfoxwines.com, which I've just gone on to, it says you get 15% off.
Yes, there you go.
And if you say my name, it's free.
Right, I'm going to love you, leave you. I have to entertain all of these drunken lot in my garden.
Thank you,
darling.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you so much. Jack, I'm so sorry I interrupted your interviewing. Do continue.
No, that's all right. But Amanda, because you're with your lovely neighbours, did you know it's been reported that Britain is a nation of good neighbours? We really do love our neighbours. A lot of our neighbours we consider them our friends, and a lot of them we consider our family. And so do you know, so your neighbours there, do they all live in your street or are they around your area?
Yes, no, they all live in my street, and I've been really, really blessed because I live out in the sticks, and I think when I live at the top of the hill, which is, I've just walked down the hill literally to get here, but at the top I have a field that connects all the neighbours at the back of the house, so we don't have to walk down a road to get to each other's houses. We just can trudge across a field, which is really lovely, so that you can literally have bonfires and play, badminton, croquet, tennis with all the kids out there just on the grass. I mean, very, very natural childhood. And so the neighbours, a little bit, I have to say, from my getting it all organised, because there were cows in the back of that field before, and I got all the neighbours together and I said, surely we could get this field for us all just to enjoy. And so we've had weddings out there, and we've literally hired that field now, and it's about £10 a year for this enormous field that we are able to have the access of. So I'm really blessed and lucky that the neighbours I get to see so often in joyous times, you know, and all the little kids that would always come in and out of mine and my son's house, they'd be just bouncing on the trampoline because there's no road, so the safety was lovely. So I feel very blessed to have the best, kindest neighbours of all age groups. So it's a real intergenerational village, and yeah, and to feel, you know, part of a wine tasting, which actually is really, they are quite, you know, high end up here. This particular
But Mitch, you're very close to your neighbours, aren't you?
Yeah, very close, very next door. There was a dawn raid the other day, and they've been taken away now. So, but yeah, close. Their front door's next to my bedroom, so I'm waiting. Right, okay. No, my neighbours next door. I will go out of my back door, and I've got one neighbour to my right, and then one neighbour over the fence. So there's Laura next door, who is a singer. She's a well-known singer on Spotify, and she goes all over the world. And she sings, and it's lovely because you go out on most days, and she's doing a warm-up, just warming up her voice and singing bits. She's got two lovely kids. She's a really nice mum, and yeah, we all go out together. But during lockdown, we had fence parties because obviously we weren't going into anybody's house, but she'd get up on a ladder at her fence. We'd all be distant, obviously, and stay away, but we'd, you know, have our drinks, and we got to know each other really well. And then the other neighbours, the other neighbours, Mike and Nat, they sort of joined in one night. Their heads just popped up and said, "Oh, we can't help it. You know, you've been chatting and blah blah blah." We're like, "Yeah, join in." So it was really, really sweet, really, really nice. And the other neighbours next door as well are lovely. So we've got
What's that you, Jack?
Well, we live. My screen is frozen again, so I can't see you, but I can still hear you.
Oh, I can.
Yeah. Well, I live in a little village, so you know it's lovely because we all know each other, and because I've lived here now for about 25 years. So when I first moved here, when we got married and everything, you know, people were living here all their lives, and they've a lot of people have died, and new people have moved in, but everybody's so friendly, and it's lovely. The only thing is, everybody knows your business, so you can't keep anything secret around here. But no, I can, you know, I mean, I consider them all my friends. Yeah, when I walk around and say hello to everybody, it's lovely.
Oh.
But Claire, you've moved somewhere new, but you've had a bit of a thing this week, didn't you?
Yeah,
I did. Well, when I first moved into where I'm living, Nikki Hughes said your neighbours sound lovely, by the way, as well, Mitch. When I first moved in here, my neighbour knocked on the door and she said, "Hello, what do you do?" So realising that what I do is rather odd, I just said that I was a writer, and I'm in a flat now, so she's above me. And then when I was doing lives, I could hear her coming in with her children, and I thought, oh, I hope I'm not being too loud. And then one day she knocked on the door and she said, "Are my children, are we too loud for you?" And I said, "No, not at all. Actually, I'm really surprised I can't hear the noise of your children, but you know, they're children. So feel free to make noise. Don't think that I'm that kind of person." And she said, "I loved your live the other night." Oh, and she said, "Yes, I actually saw you live because I watched the day before program." And I said, "Well, I'm so sorry." I said that I lied to you. I didn't lie. I am a writer, but I found it rather odd to say, "Hello, I'm your new neighbour and I'm a clairvoyant," in case you know what that encapsulated. And then coming out of the dentist on Monday, when I was supposed to go live, I got a phone call from her to say, you know, "Don't go home. The police have been knocking on your door. There's a fire in the road next to you or the road behind you." And the house in the road behind us was on fire. And we were all told not to come home for 3 hours. And since then, I looked on the website for an update at what happened about the people in the fire. I WhatsApped it to her. She sort of messaged me back, and we've become firm friends over an awful disaster. So it's strange how you can bond with your neighbours and what bonds you together as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Has Jack gone now?
I don't know, but Jack, you've got celebrities
frozen in an interest. He's frozen in time. So, Mitch, just coming back to you then, my darling, because with regards to what do you see in 5 years' time? What would you really like because obviously you've set up these incredible schools. You love working with children. Do you see yourself ever retiring? Do you have a 5-year plan? What are you seeing in your future? Or
I,
does Claire?
I want to go back into I want to go back into acting. It was sort of going to the youth theatre was just a sort of, it was like a 5-year plan. It's turned into a 10-year plan, but that's fine because doing that is giving me security for the future, and it's obviously like security everybody wants most, isn't it? It's not a greedy thing. It's just sort of go, right, I've got enough money to be able to do so and so. I've got enough income or security there to do it. So and that, you know, going back into that, but lots of fingers in pies. It's like I've loved doing Lengro. You know, the last year doing the writing for it and connecting with all the different people has been really great. And life's just a challenge, and it's exciting all the time, isn't it? One door opens, as the thing said earlier.
I know that you think that, you know, you just run a drama school and you just teach voice work and you just teach acting, but your life to the outsider seems so busy. So now that we're sort of on Lengro Life and we're live to the page, how do you juggle it all? What's an average day like for Mitch Jenkins?
Well, it's generally I'll do some work on the youth theatre, some work on my adult vocal group. Then I'll have courses as well. I've got an Eliza Doolittle course and an improv course. It's basically a lot of administration to make sure all the balls are juggling in the air, and I haven't missed a parent, I haven't missed a person, and trying to keep that. It's always, I think, about trying to keep it personal, so you know everybody. I mean, I don't recognise everybody all the time, the parents and stuff, but it's like I text everybody, I speak to everybody personally, which is, you know, a lot to do really. And then, you know, then you obviously have family that you go and see that you want to see and that you're not looking after, but you know, you go for dinner for and lunch and everything like that. And I'm getting much better at, because I used to just work and I'd sit here for like 15 hours or something, and now I'm like, right, I've got to get up, I've got to walk, I've got to go and see my mum, I've got to go and see my sister or my brother, I'll go out with Johnny, take Callie out. And I'm forcing myself to do that now, having a bit of, I know it sounds a bit naff, but having some me time rather than just sort of doing all this. But I mean, my friend Pam always sort of said, if you want something doing, ask a busy person. And I never really understood what she mean, but it is, if you ask a busy person, because actually they're always like blah, 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 on it, and then you do it and you do it somehow. Do you know what I mean? You just crack on with it. So but I love it. I love being busy. I think being busy is the best thing.
Yeah, it's different for me not being able to remember names, but you're okay if you work in the theatre, because if you can't remember a name, you're supposed to call everybody darling, aren't you? Jack, you're back.
I'm back. I don't know what's going on tonight. Oh, gosh.
I do want to ask, of course, what are the most important people? I know your other half, Johnny, is very important to you. And of course, Callie, who is, of course, on Britain's Got Talent. But the person that I always see that melts my heart that you're with is your mummy. And your mum is very close to your heart. And, you know, you really take care of mum and you have some special times. How is mum?
Yeah, she's fine. I think you sort of realise we spent a week down at my place. I've got a place in Devon, and we spent a week down there, and it was just really lovely to spend some time with her. But you do feel that lockdown has changed a lot of people. Sometimes they become a bit more introvert. I don't think she hasn't changed that much, but I think it's just, you know, it's done something to people. And they'll come out the other side, do you know what I mean? And they'll become a bit, I think it's just mum's really missed family. You know, we have big family. We're like Italians, you know, we have big family foods. We move our hands around a lot. We all just sort of shout at each other and, you know, in a nice way. Do you know what I mean? We're just very, you know, we're just crazy, really. And I think, yeah, mum's really missed that, because she is the heart. She's definitely the heart of our family. And she is a Mother Earth. She's the one all the grandchildren go to, the great-grandchildren go to, because they know that she has the best advice. She's just totally sound. And mum's advice is always about love and what you feel at the end of the day. It's nothing ever to do with money. It's nothing ever to do with what anybody else thinks about you. It's to do with following what you truly believe in, you know, whether that's going to upset somebody at the end of the day. She's brilliant. It makes me it makes you sort of cry to think, oh my God, you're probably going to lose this person someday. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like you can't bear that thought because they're so intuitive.
Yeah, I think with someone like your mum, though, you know, you never lose them even when they've gone, just like my dad, because they're such good characters. Jack, I'm handing everything over to you, but I've got some pictures to show as well. Of course.
Yeah, I wanted to ask about Johnny. So this is Johnny. We all love Johnny. We can't get Johnny on here. He's never been on one of our shows, has he? But he's also a keen gardener, isn't he, Mitch? You got the picture of him with the book, Claire? Did I? Yeah. So he's yeah, there he is.
I thought this was a live camera at the moment.
While he was doing his research, Mitch, I noticed the other day that he asked you a question, didn't he? He said, "Why does a seed grow when it's in soil, but won't grow when it's under your pillow?"
Yeah.
So how did you answer that one, Mitch?
I just looked at him and just went, "Oh God, you're just completely nuts." And just, but actually, he's right, isn't he? You know, it's like if it's dark in the soil and it's whatever, it's obviously nutrients and stuff like that, isn't it? But I just call it the Johnny Clanger or Clanger of the Week, and then I usually put it on Facebook and put it up because some of his stuff is literally like a 3-year-old has asked it. Not all the stuff, but just like a couple of things.
Tell us about Dame Callie. Because that's your real claim to fame.
Yeah, bless her. Well, she was the Guinness World Record holder for the fastest dog in the world to pop 100 balloons, the quickest dog in the world, and that was 6 years ago yesterday or the day before. So that's her the other day. She's a little older now, and she's a bit weary, and she's more tired. She's just resting and sort of winding down. Bless her heart. But I love her so much, and she's yeah, like if anyone has an animal. You know, if anyone has an animal, you know that they're just at your heart. They're just, you know, they're your heart and soul, aren't they? And they feel you, and they just, it's unspoken. You know, it's just, she's beautiful.
I bet Simon Cowell loved her, didn't he? Because he loves dogs.
He did. In fact, there was an article he wrote. He was asked, because I posted it. I don't know if I'll be able to find it quickly enough, but he posted it on it was in the Daily Mail or some old rag like that. You know, one of those. And he wrote, oh, right, I've found it. I've nearly found it. Let me just give me a second. So he wrote about Callie.
She did actually appear in Lengro magazine. She was our cover girl.
She was the cover girl. Okay, this is Simon here. Simon Cowell, what are your top 5 animal acts, favourite animal acts? And then he says, Pudsey is number 1. Number 2 is the dog who sang to Crazy Frog. Then the dog who played snooker but didn't. Jules and Matisse, of course. And I like the 3-legged dog as well. Oh, and the dog that tried to play the guitar. Actually, do you know what? Everyone comes down a place. And number 1 is the dog who burst balloons. Callie from last year's series.
Oh, I love that.
Incredible. And how many agents does Callie have?
She doesn't have anyone, just me. But you know, they're mad for it in Germany. I've had about 15 or 20 messages from Germany. Go on this thing, you know, this thing, that thing, an animal thing, a dog thing, a cat thing. And in France, they're a bit mad about it as well. But I literally, as soon as she finished, I think what they thought on Britain's Got Talent was that I just drive around every day in a white van with 100 balloons in the back of my car, drive Callie out to like open a Sainsbury's or something, throw her out, she bites the balloon, and we go back in and like we go and buy our lunch or something. But the thing is, I had such a busy life, and we just put it up on YouTube once. For New Year, we used to do it every New Year, just throw loads of balloons on the floor. And Callie's had 1.6 million hits on YouTube now with that.
Wow,
that's found us. That's where they first found us. She was going mad. She was our entertainment, and she's going to be 17 in a couple of weeks' time. So
I've got another pitch. Jack's asked me to load as well. Here you go, Jack.
All right. So Mitch,
yep,
you are the founder of the Sussex Youth Theatre. You're an acting coach, and the theatre has a chat show called The Surgery. Tell us about The Surgery.
So The Surgery, most parents will send their kids to a drama class, and they don't really have an idea what they do in there, or they don't have an idea what show business is, what how to get ahead, how not to get ahead, pitfalls, what agents do, producers, casting directors, everything like that do. So and some of the kids don't either. And of course you can teach them that in class. But I created The Surgery literally to go beneath the skin, a bit like you're beneath the covers, Jack, to go a bit deeper. So Claire, there we go, sussexyouththeatre.co.uk/catch-up. There you can go to see an agent, a top London agent. There's Simon, who's a BBC presenter and writer, and then you've got a reviewer as well. So all these kids come from different points of view, so they can watch the reviewer to see what reviewers will be looking for. They'll speak to Simon, who's a writer and a presenter, so they can see how to write and present and how to get into it. from an actor's point of view, so I've got young actors, older actors. For next month's one, I'm going to be interviewing a lad called Louis and his mum. I've known his mum for years, and Louis since he was born, and he's just got a big BBC TV programme, one of the football ones, for the kids, and he's been living in Wales for like 3 months, you know, being tuitioned and everything like that. So parents think, oh yeah, my kid will get a part so-and-so, and then it's like, yeah, but your kid's going to go away for 3 months or 2 months. They're going to be tutored by somebody else, chaperoned by somebody else. And some parents are like that, but they don't necessarily know that that's what it's involved. Even going to London, do you know what I mean? So the day before, it's like they've got to learn this speech. They've got to be in London by 10 o'clock. It's going to cost you 50 quid and you're not going to get that back. And you're going to hope that, you know, all these sort of things, they're not pitfalls. They're just what's honest about the business. And so I love doing the surgery. And I've got Aisha. She's my 14-year-old co-host, and she's really grown in stature as she's been coming along. She's been great.
Amazing. I love her. I'm slightly jealous of her too.
Oh.
I just say that, you know, to be honest, because I do feel that it should just be always you and I. But
you have to share.
Share, and I know she's young and up and coming, but you know, it is a little bit depressing. But
There's nothing like an older wine.
Listen, in just a moment,
Mitch, when you're not teaching, you can often be found causing chaos around the supermarket, can't you? We often see you ranting around the supermarket, but you do find some amazing bargains.
I did. I have. Have you got another picture or not? Are you going to show it or not?
No, we haven't got the picture of that. But you found an amazing bargain. Was it today or yesterday?
It was today. I went to Lidl because I ran out of dishwasher tablets, and my housekeepers, it's her day off, so I went myself. And I went to get that, and I ended up spending 45 quid like you do. But as I was on the till and I was like buying all the bits and bobs, I looked over and there were these boxes and they were full of vegetables and like different bits and bobs. And then it just said on the side £1.50. And I looked at the lady, I said, are they £1.50? You know, because you just think, no, it's not right, is it? Because there's loads of things in it. And she said, yeah, do you want to get a box? I said, yeah. She said, I'll just put it on and then get it on the way out. I could not believe, honestly, it wasn't rotten anything. It was just...
There were so many, and there was fruit as well. Not only loads of vegetables, so much fruit. And...
Was this not for the homeless, darling, or people? I'm sorry, I just wanted to know about the way of the world. You know, that's put at the exit or the entrance. You know, that's where I get my free food.
Oh, darling, I'm so sorry. I'll drop some over to you. You look so forlorn after having 21 bottles of wine.
I know. Well, now I'm hungry, as you can well understand. I'm starving now.
I was supposed to play a video from the gorgeous Gemma, and unfortunately it hasn't loaded. So before we go into the celeb gossip, I just want to give everyone out there a reminder of not just Mitch's hard work over the last year, not just Jackie's, not Amanda's, but the whole Lengro's team. So here's a little reminder. Have a look at this before we go on to celeb gossip. Here you go.
That's so, I mean, I'm going to say romantic. It's not quite the right word, is it? But it's so nostalgic and beautiful to see the whole year captivated in everybody's experience. It's really special. So, thank you to everyone out there who's watched and also who's been part of Lengro. You have been such an invaluable part of all of our lives. Never forgotten.
Absolutely. And I will put Gemma's video up tomorrow, guys, as well. But now I think it's time for a bit of celeb gossip. Let me just bring up the pictures. Would you like them in an order, Jack?
No, any order. I'm just hoping I'm not going to freeze again. Well, we've got lots of celebrations in celeb gossip. So that's our lovely Mrs. Hinch. We love Mrs. Hinch, don't we, Claire?
Oh yes, I didn't know about this one. I just loaded the pictures and didn't look.
Yes, yes. So Mrs. Hinch has had another baby, and this is Lenny Allen James, who was born on the 22nd, weighing 7 pounds 4 ounces. And she says, I have absolutely no words to explain how I'm feeling right now, guys. But what I do know is that our hearts are so full. And Jamie, her lovely husband, paid tribute to his wife, saying, you're absolutely amazing and I'm so proud of you. Now, if anybody doesn't know who Mrs. Hinch is, where have you been? But she was a cleaning influencer on Instagram who practically became famous overnight for her cleaning and her tidying and what we call hinching. But I think what makes her so popular, she's so likable, isn't she? She's so likable and she's... Hello? Do you know Mrs. Hinch? Oh, he's on mute.
Amanda, what have you done with Amanda?
I love that. I absolutely love that. Okay, let's go on to the next one, shall we?
That is the gorgeous Dane. Just to say, very good, very happy with the wine tasting. Sorry, all lovely. You might get more people, but there we go. I might have to leave just to kind of make sure everyone behaves.
We've got 9 minutes
Be
of the
interviewed
show
at
left.
the beginning. For one, they didn't want to be interviewed. Now, bottle 20, they can't get enough.
I thought that guy looked. I thought that was Jamiroquai.
Yeah.
I know, he's lovely and his wife's gorgeous. They're all such nice neighbours. I'm very lucky. They're all pleasing on the eye. Anyway, sorry. Going back to
Also, this couple is very pleasing on the eye. This must be one of the most beautiful couples I've ever seen. Well, happy anniversary to Michelle Keegan and Mark Wright, who's celebrating 6 years of marriage. Mark posted some lovely photos and said 6 years just like that feels brand new every day. And they celebrated at the luxurious Tudor Manor, Hengrave Hall in Suffolk. Aren't they lovely? They're a lovely couple.
They are. Here's a question for you, Mitch. You're very much in love with Johnny. Mark Keegan and Mark Wright and Michelle Keegan, they've obviously had to spend a lot of their marriage apart. Do you think if you got apart in another country or in a town far away, would you be able to leave Johnny at home, or would you have to have him with you? I don't think I could last.
Try not to laugh.
The Dalai Lama or someone like that says, a house is stronger when 2 pillars are further apart. So the 2 pillars here, and you have a strong house and strong foundation. When 2 pillars are together all the time, sometimes the roof falls apart. Johnny and I are so independent, but we just know we love each other so much. And absolutely, he sort of talks about going off to Spain to do some work, or go off to Thailand or to America or whatever. I'm like, go and do it. Because I'm 48 and he's 32, and it's like, you know, I've sort of done a lot of those things, and I'm like, go for it, babe, go for it, just go and enjoy yourself. And I'm really fine with that. I really want him to go and explore, because he's lived in Worthing most of his life, which is lovely. But I think everyone needs to explore. Everyone needs to leave home.
So can I just, Mitch, on that note, that this year I've made a decision that I'm kicking myself out of my own nest. So
wow.
I'm leaving home. I'm giving myself a gap year to experience what it's like just to live in different places, to travel, literally. And I think that's what you were saying, like with Johnny. It's intimidating. I don't have necessarily a plan, but at the same time, it's exciting to just say, you know what? I'm just going to give it a go, just like you would, because I never got a gap year. I was working all the time. Yeah. I'm being called, guys. I'm going to have to go, but I'm loving you all beautiful people out there watching. Thank you so much for being part of this. I will drink wine for all of you, and I'll tell you what it was like and what I got up to next time. And please look at the full moon tonight, and I'll do a ceremony another time when I haven't had wine.
Before you go, be very jealous, because I'm drinking, taste the difference, still lemonade made with freshly squeezed juices.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, Claire, that's so good. And can I just tell you, because we are after the watershed, Red Fox Wine, and my tagline for them, which I'm going to do the voiceovers for, is drink from the furry cup of the Red Fox. You like that? I thought it would catch on, but I'm going to leave you with that saucy, nice.
Thank you so much, Amanda. We love you so much.
Amanda, Jane Watkins says,
live the Lengro life.
Love you, darling. Take care.
Fantastic.
Pure filth.
She is beautiful. In that case, I think I'll bring a bit of. I can only follow that with this, can't I? Really? Who is this young?
No, that was Oh, when we were talking about the neighbours.
Oh, that was for the neighbours, the lovely
That was for
neighbour.
the neighbours.
The last picture.
Oh, so happy birthday to the gorgeous Cillian Murphy, who was 45 yesterday. Now, he's best known as Tommy Shelby from Peaky Blinders. They've been filming the 6th and final Peaky Blinders series. And there he is with his lovely former co-star, Helen McCrory, who passed away a few weeks ago from cancer, aged 52. Gosh, can you believe the show's been actually running for 8 years? And the creator of the show said that once it's finished, he hinted Peaky Blinders could possibly carry on without Cillian Murphy in the future. But, I mean, would we want to watch it without him in it, without Tommy Shelby? Have you watched Peaky Blinders, Mitch?
I haven't, to be honest with you, and I haven't even seen Game of Thrones. So, but I will do. No, I will do. But you're right. You always need eye candy. I always need eye candy and everything. No matter what people say and sort of go, oh, that's not a nice comment to say nowadays. It's like you need attractive people, somebody that's going to, you go, you know, and those people that like look a bit rough like me, you know, sort of like those character actors and stuff, you know, that people love to hate. But yeah, you need those gorgeous people, and he's definitely gorgeous, isn't he? So,
have you seen The Quiet Place, Mitch? The film with Emily Blunt.
Is that where everyone has to be quiet?
Yeah.
No.
It's brilliant. It is brilliant. No, honestly, it is so. I thought I was going to hate it, but it's brilliant. But The Quiet Place 2 comes out on Friday, and Cillian Murphy's going to be in that. So if you want to see some eye candy, get down to the cinema on Friday.
Cinema. That's an old word we haven't said for a long time, isn't it?
Oh, I can't wait to go to the. But my card's run out now.
Have you been out? Have you been out to eat anything? Any meals or anything? Anyone?
Yes, I went out on Sunday. Went out for lunch on Sunday. It was brilliant. Not having to wash up. Having my meal served to me, cooked to me. Oh my God, I loved it. Well.
Inside
in the warm.
Yeah, amazing. Lovely. Claire, have you been anywhere?
Well, actually, my youngest daughter, Honey, she's 12 now. And all of my children I've had them for 20 years. And finally on Saturday, my life changed when Honey announced, Mum, I want to go to the cinema, but without you. I want to go for the first time with a friend. So I took her down to the cinema. We had our masks on. She waited for her friend, and then she said, "You can go now, Mum." And then as I was going, she whispered, "But don't go home. You need to wait in town for me, so I know you're near." And on Saturday, I don't know where you are in England, but it was absolutely raining cats and dogs, and I got so wet. There were queues to go in shops, and I met her absolutely soaked through to the skin, and she thoroughly enjoyed it. And actually, if you are thinking of going to the cinema, it was a wonderful experience. You know, it wasn't anything really different. The only thing you couldn't get is your pick and mix. It just felt the same as it always did. And of course, you know, if you've got your popcorn, you can take your masks off. So I thoroughly recommend getting back to the cinema, and of course, by that way of doing that, you know, supporting the arts as well, guys.
Yeah.
My daughter's 25, and that's something that we do love to do together, going to the cinema. So you'll find it changes, Claire. As she gets older, she'll want you back again to take her to the cinema.
Yeah.
That would be
Kat Kit says they were filming Peaky Blinders in Liverpool. Oh, amazing. I'd love to have seen that.
Were they doing Liverpoolian accents, eh? In Liverpool?
No, because the Peaky Blinders are from Birmingham. So
Birmingham. All right. Okay.
I work for the Birmingham Evening Mail. My horoscopes were in there. Mitch, I think I will let you go and finish your bottle of wine. I'm going to go and strip off, get my pajamas on, and watch whatever the kids want to watch. If it's not too late, I think I'll have another half an hour with them. Jack, I'm so excited for our Lengro life now, and I hope that you followers are as excited as we are, and that you've enjoyed peeking into a bit of our life. So not just a bit of Peaky Blinders, a bit of Peaky Lengro tonight, don't you think?
Because we'll be bringing lots of things, as well as the lives. We'll be bringing lots of things to Facebook and Instagram on the page every day. Some posts and videos and all sorts of things. So yeah, look out for us.
And I will, of course, be playing Gemma's video tomorrow as well. So I think the only way that we should go out tonight, guys, is with the video that Mitch kindly put together, as he does with the intro. Everything is down to Mitch. So for me, it's good night.
And for me, it's good night. Mitch, you've got to end it.
Au revoir.
Thank you, guys. Goodbye.